first section we have in the book of Job is what I'm calling just chapter 1 to chapter 2, and that is what we call the prologue, right? So the introduction. And this is powerful because what we see in this particular scenario, we see that Job is on the scene and he's got this exalted, this elevated status. He starts with this elevated status. That's how the book starts. We're going to look at that in a moment. And once we move beyond the elevated status, we get to the second part in this outline, which is the majority of the book. The majority of the book. This is Job chapter 3 verse 1 all the way to the last chapter in the book, chapter 42. From chapter 1 to chapter 42 verse 6, right? And this is, like I said, this is the majority of the book. And this is what I'm calling Job's humbling, right? This is Job's humbling. So he starts at this as this exalted figure, right? He's humbled, right? He's humbled for the majority of the book. And then what do we see next to wrap up the book in the last chapter, right? And what I want you to realize as I'm breaking this outline down for you in 3 steps is that just by me explaining the outline of the book to you, right? This is as well just a commonly accepted outline of the book as well, just for the record, right? I'm not saying anything like crazy or outlandish. Just by looking and understanding the outline of the book, you can see the gospel message already. And the reason this is significant is because we always have to be thinking when we're reading the Bible, how does this point to Christ, number 1, and number 2, how can we apply this and take some personal application for ourselves? So that's step number 1. Step number 1 is he's an exalted figure. He's in this high and lofty place. The majority of the book, he's humbled from 3 to 42 verse 6. And the last part of the sequence is not surprising. It shouldn't be surprising if we understand the gospel message. He is exalted again to that status. That high and exalted place is reinstated. And that's what we call the conclusion.